Welcome to Team Perry's Step Out of Line podcast, featuring co-hosts Perry and Lori Finkelstein. Together, they explore, meet, and share inspirational stories with guests who have made a positive impact in today's world. This podcast resonates with our hope to make this world a better place one step at a time through love, acceptance, and uplifting conversations.
How have you stepped out of line more in your life, in career, personal, and was it what you had thought it was going to be, and did it turn out well, or is it something that you wish you hadn't done?
I think one of the main ways that I've stepped out of line has been professionally, being a woman in an industry that is so male dominated first and foremost. So as a female, just trying to create more opportunities for myself and for other women, doing what I'm doing in the industry. And one way specifically is through my brand. I host, it was supposed to be a live show, but it's been a virtual show these days called Urban Country Jam, which was not just to support women, but to support independent emerging artists like myself in an industry where it's really difficult to connect with your fans and to make a living for yourself and to take control of your own destiny. So Urban Country Jam was kind of my way of stepping out of line and taking control of my own destiny, and in turn helping other artists who are at the same level as myself by originally supposed to be playing shows in venues, but playing a show with a collaborative environment with other artists who are doing what I'm doing. And in turn, also putting money in their pockets for their time and their talent, versus a lot of these venues will pay you a small percentage of the ticket price. Or when you get to open for somebody at a venue, you're asked to sell 100 tickets for $1 a ticket. You're making $100 for selling 100 tickets, and you can't live off of that. So Urban Country Jam was one way of just kind of creating a collaborative environment, an event where country music fans and artists alike could be in a room and have a really fun collaborative evening. But also for women, being the underdogs in the industry, giving women a voice and a chance for their stories to be heard. And I love connecting with other people that way too. So, it's stepping out of line, but also been really fulfilling for me, both personally and professionally. And stepping out of line personally, just kind of learning not to rely on other people, kind of getting out of my comfort zone and learning new skills. And it's definitely been something that I've done specifically over the course of 2020, once life kind of stopped and I was in the four walls of my New York City apartment by myself, but learning how to record my own vocals and being a producer. I know it comes back to work, but it is something that also is something I learned just to find the strength in being able to do things yourself and not relying on other people, and kind of driving my own career and life together in some ways, just by being the driver, myself, and taking control of my own destiny.
Right. I know, like Perry in particular started the podcast during Corona, during this whole time.
Yeah.
And every step of the way, she knew who to reach out to ask advice on what to do. But
yeah, that's so important.
It was up to her to learn how to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why she's producing it. She's editing. She's doing everything to control it herself rather than send it off to somebody else.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're talking about. What is your background that you had the guts to say, I'm going to start this organization and we're going to do it? Like, how did you saw a need, obviously, and you said, okay, we have to do something, but how did you know where to start?
Well, I'm very fortunate to have the tremendous support from my father, and we're very, very close. So I think at a young age, just kind of always having that support, knowing that in any decision that you make, you have family support to fall back on or someone to talk to in those dark times. And he kind of pushed me and helped to me as far as urban country jam specifically, to be like, this is something you need to do. This is something you should do. This is something you can do. And if you need my help, I'm here for it. But when you don't need my help, like, I'm just going to kind of push you and guide you. And I think without having that relationship and support from him specifically, but family support, really makes you feel like you can fly some days. So I'm so thankful for that.
And your dad's a songwriter as well, correct?
Yeah.
So you are compared to the greats. I mean, Patsy Cline, Shania Twain, Stevie Nicks. I mean, like Linda Ronstadt. You're country with like New York City pop. People are saying, and that's what the music industry is all abuzz with. It's two different worlds that you're combining. How do you make it work, and how do you let yourself stand out from other artists?
Yeah, I think answering both those questions in one basically is just being true to me, being true to myself, and staying authentic. Not trying to copy someone else, not trying to chase the idea of what it's supposed to be, and just really staying true to like who I am, what I want to say, and the things I've experienced specifically, and making sure that that's represented in my music, so that I have my own unique journey in that sense, and my own unique story and my own unique sound, because no two people are exactly alike. So just by staying true and authentic to who I am and where I came from and the voice I have and the stories I want to tell, it's really just been the best way to stand out too, which is, something I think as kids we're so often afraid of. But as an adult, I learn more every day, but just really learning to be honest and to be true to who I am, and stand, for what I believe in and what I want to tell people, the story I have to tell people through my music.
So where did you grow up? Not in New York.
No, I was born in Brooklyn, New York. And when I was 3 years old, my family moved to New Jersey, and I grew up in Freehold, New Jersey, which is where Bruce Springsteen's from. It's about an hour south of Manhattan. And I bit the theater bug actually at a really young age. So I always wanted to live in New York. And so after college, I did a little bit of traveling and moved to New York City. And then I've been here ever since. I moved here trying to pursue theater first, and then started singing in bands as like a side job while I was trying to pursue being on Broadway. And next thing I knew, I started writing my own songs and playing my own songs, and it just kind of took on a life of its own. And I just really love sharing my songs and my stories with people, that it's almost some days surprising to be like, I didn't want to be an artist, or knew I wanted to be an artist and a songwriter until I started doing it.
You have a new album coming out shortly. I know you have new music coming out.
Yeah, I have a single, and it's going to be the first song of a 6-song EP that's coming out this year in 2021. All songs that I wrote and recorded here after the pandemic hit. I think without the downtime, honestly, I wouldn't have written as much music as I have written over the past year, because being in New York specifically and not being a full-time songwriter, I was writing songs, in between playing shows. I always wanted to play shows and always led my career with that. So when that element was taken away and I had all this extra time, one of the things that felt like I could have full control over was getting creative and writing music. But some days it was really, really hard. I mean, even now, we're still living this. Some days it is really hard to be creative, but thankful for technology. I've been able to do some writes over Zoom, and you put a schedule, on the books. And the last song that I wrote, actually, I went into the write with my co-writer, and I was like, I'm sorry, I got nothing. I have no ideas. I'm not feeling inspired. I've spent too many days kind of just home here by myself, getting work done, business done, and I do not feel inspired. And he's like, it's cool, we'll figure it out. And so actually it's been a blessing too, to be able to connect with people through, Zoom like this, and just work it out. But without the time to be able to sit there and do it, maybe that's a song that wouldn't have gotten written because I wouldn't have had the time to really flesh out ideas and pull an idea out of nowhere, almost, so to speak.
Right. It must be difficult. So where do you see yourself eventually when herd immunity kicks in and we get vaccinated and we can get out? I know we're a little nervous about going out into the real world again, especially Perry, so medically fragile, but where do you see yourself going? Like, what's the first thing you can see yourself doing when we get let out of our homes and really be ourselves again? What do you see yourself doing?
Well, I definitely want to get back to playing shows. I really, really miss connecting with an audience and being on a stage, since I've been on a stage for most of my life. You know, not being on one for so long has been really sad. But also, I really miss my family, and I'm a big hugger, and I really miss hugs. So I really just want to go and hug everyone. It sounds a little like a joke almost, but I really mean it. I'm such a hugger, and I miss hugging people, and I miss my family, and I miss my friends who are not here in New York City. And I cannot wait to like have a drink with a friend and hug and embrace in a bar somewhere, and then also get back on a stage and connect with fans all around the country through music.
So we agree with that 100%. I'm not a hugger, and I miss hugging people. So
Right, there you go. That's how you know.
Right now she might be.
She's like, now I want to hug everyone. Maybe before, definitely not. But now, you know.
You don't realize what you miss until it's taken away.
Definitely. And especially with everything just kind of getting taken away so instantly. Not that things are easier when you have time to prepare for them. Some things are equally difficult no matter the circumstance. But yeah, that was definitely a big shocker for me.
As you know, Inauguration Day, it's a big day for women in the United States. Very exciting. Whatever you believe politically, a woman is now a vice president, which is kind of amazing. And women will feel more empowered and more in control. And we really have something that we can aspire to be. And you are part of that movement with the work that you've done with developing young artists and giving them a platform. And what you do is equally as important as what anybody else can do to empower women. So we appreciate you and we admire you for what you're doing. We think it's awesome.
Thank you.
Changing the world.
You are changing the world. I admire what you guys are doing and raising money, and even connecting with me and asking me to be here today is really special. So thank you so much. And I can't wait till we can meet in person.
We can see you play on stage. That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Feeling kind of down. The whole world's weighing on us all, and every single town. So broken, burnt, and bruised. We need each other's love so we all can make it through. Now there are no shades of gray. Yeah, the brightness ain't so far away. No, it ain't so far away. Can't we live in the light? Can't we see that every soul shines bright? When the darkness comes our way, why can't we help each other fight? Can't we live in the light? Lost can yet be found, but the path we choose to follow must be built on solid ground. Let love be our guide.